Hey everyone, it is Hannah, your Sparkling Spectrumite. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is enjoying this gorgeous fall weather, getting ready for the holidays and staying healthy. Also, I know this weekend is Veterans Day, so just, this is my special thank you to all you veterans out there. My late grandfather was a veteran of the United States Army, as is my nephew. He actually still currently serves in the Guard. Yeah, to all you veterans out there, happy Veterans Day. I know it's a couple of days away, but just a special thank you. Anyways, so what I am working on is Have I Gone Mad? This is a Dreamer Designs kit. It is 60 by 80 centimeters, and it is by Curtis Reikovich. And I thought it'd be fun to get this out again. This was a WIP that I kind of started working on back in April. As you can see, I really hadn't gotten much done because I just anyone knows me, I like to bounce around WIPs. It just kind of is what it is. It's got 69 colors, and I believe there are let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 ABs in this piece. And that is something I do like about Dreamer Designs kits is they really load them up with ABs. I find that Dreamer Designs kits, yeah, they do. They just have a ton of ABs in them, which I'm all for. I love it. I can't get enough ABs, and anything that adds extra sparkle or dimension to it, sign me up. So I thought I'd pull this piece out because I really wanted to support Sophie and Mackenzie's event that is going on this month. This is, their event is, and Sophie and Mackenzie are the Diamond Help Desk and Dragon Wing Diamonds. And they are doing a really fun event called Night Court November. And what it is it really just focuses on fan art regarding fan art that revolves around different books. And if anyone knows a reference to Night Court, that is a reference to A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is an excellent series that I'm actually right in the middle of, which I'll tell you about later. So I thought that was just so cool to think of an event that kind of, involves different books and fan art around books. And I had asked Mackenzie, I'm like, well, would this apply? Because, I was thinking Alice in Wonderland, obviously it's the Mad Hatter, Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland was a book first by Lewis Carroll. And she said, yes, absolutely. So I thought it'd be really fun. And if anything, this is, I think, a really interesting piece of fan art because it kind of flips it on its head because Curtis Reikovich, the artist, he took a character from Alice in Wonderland, obviously the Mad Hatter, and made him into one of the damsels that he's so famous for drawing and illustrating. So here we have the Mad Hatter, but as a damsel by Curtis Reikovich. So I thought it was cool. I loved the colors in this. I thought it was really pretty. The Mad Hatter is, one of my favorite characters in literature. When I used to teach classic literature at the middle school level. And of course, Alice in Wonderland was one of our books. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to get her out again. So a couple tools that I'm using. I'm just using, I wanted to kind of go with the Night Court theme. And so I'm like, you know what? I want to do like purples and blues. So I got this really pretty, just purple and blue glitter pen. This is a resin pen actually, and it's just got the plastic 4-placer and the brass tip single placer. I got this on Amazon. This was like, I don't know. I think this was one of my first like diamond painting pens that I had bought when I realized, oh, diamond painting pens exist. And I think I bought this on Amazon. And then my tray, I love this tray. So this is one of my trays from Creations by LEP. I have several of her trays, but this one is really special because as you can see, it got glitter. It's like a glitter filament. And this was the tray that came in my Spook and Sparkle box that Pure Bliss Wax Company, another small shop on Etsy, she collaborates with Creations by LEP, and they make a box together, and Creations by LEP supplies the trays. And I just thought this tray was really pretty because, yeah, it's like sparkly and purple. Again, made me think of like Night Court, which again, we'll get into later. Wax that I'm using is, I'm going to use this Jasmine Blossom Wax. This is also by Pure Bliss Wax Company. This was sent to me as a sample by Corey. I've done a couple of videos on her in her shop. She also has a YouTube channel. And she had sent me this as a sample, which was really sweet to test out and see what I thought. And I love it so far. And not only that, Corey is just, her aesthetics are so gorgeous. And look, she made it all like pretty and sparkly. And I'm really liking this wax so far. I like that it comes in the bricks. I love brick waxes because for me, they're a little easier to store, to be quite honest. And it does. This is Jasmine Blossom. And it smells amazing. I love jasmine scents. It's super light. It's not overpowering, but I mean, I can smell it as I'm using it. So I really like it. Again, kind of made me think of, you know, Night Court. I don't know why, but it just did. So I got my wax here, and then still kind of wanting to go with fall vibes. I've got her Putty by Pure Bliss Wax Company, which is a nice chai scent. Chai is my favorite type of tea. It just, you know, it gives me all the fall vibes, and that's something I typically like to drink in the afternoon too. I'll do coffee in the morning and then switch to tea in the afternoon, and chai is usually my go-to tea. So that's what I'm using. And then Coverminder, this is my Tea Time is the Best Time. This is one of my favorite minders. It's actually one of the first minders I ever bought, and this is actually from Gina's Unique Boutique. She technically, they're needle minders that she makes, but you can use them as cover minders. And obviously I thought tea time is the best time, tea party, Mad Hatter, we all get it. Another one that I have, it's kind of to the edge here and you can't really see it, so I'll bring it up close. So this was an enamel pin that I had found on Temu, and I decided to make it into a cover minder. So it was an enamel pin. I just cut the, you know, took the pin off, glued a magnet on, and it says, happiness is a cup of tea and a good book. So I thought, well, that's kind of perfect for this whole event since it's focusing on, you know, fan art from different books and different types of literature. So, all right. So getting into it, woo, I went like 7 minutes explaining that. All right. First of all, it's been over a week. I know last week I didn't do a WIP and Chat or a live. I was not feeling good. It had been really busy the days preceding up to that. So I usually go live Thursday, and I also film my WIP and Chats Thursday and post them on Friday. So it's always, Thursdays are always kind of a big, filming day to say the least. And I was just so tired. We had just had Halloween, and I think I was still kind of recovering from that. So Monday, I had my sister and my nephews over for dinner, which was fun. I enjoy it, but it also, anytime I have company over, it typically takes me a day to recover afterwards because, that's just how I am. It takes me a lot of energy to, and this can be people whether they're autistic or not. So, I'm definitely not speaking for all autistic people or not non-autistic people. But for me, being autistic, socializing it takes a lot of effort. And I love it. I love to be around people. I love to talk to people. But I also have to get myself kind of in the right headspace, so to speak, because it just takes a lot of effort. And usually after that, I am pretty tired. So we did that on Monday. Then Tuesday, so the day after was Halloween. which was a great Halloween. We took my daughter trick-or-treating. We had a good turnout for trick-or-treating. It was great. But again, we had also had my sister and her sons over, and they came trick-or-treating with us. Oh, I almost put on the wrong spot. And with that, again, just like a lot of socialization, a lot of stimulation. But it was a great Halloween. Like, Maggie had so much fun. She got like a bucket full of candy, plenty of candy. And yeah, it was really fun. And then Wednesday, I went out and took my mother-in-law out to lunch because for those of you who may be new, my mother-in-law is currently fighting metastatic breast cancer. And so I typically accompany her to a lot of her medical appointments or treatments and things like that. And I'd kind of gotten to thinking, I was like, you know, the only time I really get to hang out with her right now is if it involves a medical appointment. And I'm like, well, that can't be that much fun just to like hang out only when you have a medical appointment. So I had asked my mother-in-law, I'm like, hey, do you want to go out to lunch and no appointments, nothing, like, let's just actually have like, you know, ladies lunch, go out, chill. Maybe we could do a little shopping after. And she was all for it. And I was so glad because I was just thinking about it. I'm like, you know, that can't be fun that the only time you see people is, you know, if you're going to an appointment. I don't know. I'm like, that can't be really fun. So we did, and it was really fun. I think, you know, and again, I don't want to seem like I'm doing this out of pity because that's not it at all. Like, you know, yeah, I just don't want it to seem that way because that's not what it is. But it's like, you know, it was good to just be able to get out and just go hang out. That honestly, that didn't have to do with cancer. I mean, really, to be quite honest. And I think for those of you, you know, those of you who have been in a caretaking role or who have known someone, you know, who is fighting something currently, like, I think you would understand, like, it's like, sometimes it's just good to get out and try to, you know, you're not ignorant of the fact, you know what's going on, and you certainly don't want to ignore the fact or downplay it, but you also just want to be like, you know what, it's like, it's so nice to just have a sense of normalcy. And I think that's what our lunch did. It was just like, oh yeah, this is a regular lunch that just had to do with us hanging out together and not talking about, you know, medical things or what's the next step or when's the next appointment or, you know, things like that. And I think it was really good. So I did that. So we had lunch and I ended up being out like all day with her, which was great. Like she was feeling good. She was feeling up to it. So I'm like, well, let's just milk it for all it's worth and have fun with it. And so I think after those 3 days of just like a lot of socializing, which again, I totally enjoy. I absolutely love it. But after that, Thursday, the day that I was supposed to go live and, you know, film my WIP and chat, my body just crashed. And I laugh about it because I'm used to it. I know that about myself. And I probably should have expected it because I'm like, oh yeah, that was like 3 days worth of like, a lot. And it did, like my system just crashed. I wasn't feeling very good. I was kind of losing my voice. I was really, like raspy when I spoke. So that was why I was just like, yeah, probably videos and lives. That's not going to happen this week. So thank you all though. I had so many comments with just wishing me well and wishing me to get better soon. So thank you so much. Like your comments did not go unnoticed. And I just, again, always appreciate your guys's just very kind words, your encouragement. That was very, very sweet. So thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, so really that leads us to the weekend. So by Saturday, I was feeling better. I was like, okay. It really did take me Thursday and Friday to just kind of recover, get myself into a good a good place mentally and physically, because again, I wear down. And yeah, it was good. So Saturday was actually really fun because, you know, just to, again, for those of you who might be new or for those of you who, you know, are catching up, my daughter absolutely loves volleyball. She plays volleyball usually in the fall and the spring for our local YMCA because she's still a little too young for like club volleyball. So, but she loves watching our local university's volleyball team. She loves going to the games. We've been able to go to a couple of games this season. And sure enough, this past Saturday, my husband's work had tickets right on the court, which was really cool. We're like, oh, that'd be fun. And they'd given us 4. So we're like, well, there's only 3 of us. So we're like, you know what? This would be a fun time to invite my daughter's best friend, because her best friend plays volleyball. She plays on a different team, but so they're in the same class. They've been best friends since kindergarten, and she plays volleyball as well. And they like to play at recess and stuff. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's invite her friend to come with us, and they can watch. You know, it's like courtside seats. It would be super fun. So we invited her, and sure enough, she could come. So that's what we did on Saturday. We had an afternoon volleyball game. It was super fun. Maggie and her friend just had an absolute blast. They loved watching the game. It was really funny because like the university mascot, he's usually at all the games and, you know, like goes through the crowd and like, you know, interacts with them and everything. And he totally did with Maggie and her friend. It was really fun to watch. Maggie really enjoyed it. Her friend did too. They were having a blast. And then of course, cause we were courtside, you know, so you can see the game like up on the Jumbotron above the court. And so you can see like the people sitting on the court. So they got a kick out of like seeing themselves on the Jumbotron. Like they could only see their backs, but they just thought that was hilarious. And were just getting a kick out of seeing themselves on the Jumbotron, seeing their backs. So that was really funny too. And yeah, they just really enjoyed it. And so that was fun. Yeah, we really enjoyed that. Then that evening, we went to a vigil mass and, you know, went back to church and, yeah, that was good. So that was pretty much our Saturday. It was pretty like non-eventful, save for the volleyball game. The only thing is that was kind of a bummer with the volleyball game. It was a great game. Like it literally went into overtime. And then our team lost though. Like so, but thankfully, I think because the last time that they lost, like Maggie was devastated. She was so sad. And I think I talked about that in another WIP and chat, but she was, oh my goodness, she was so sad. But this time, I think because she was with her friend, she took the loss better. She got over it much more quickly than before. So we'll just have to remember that if we know that there could be, well, it's a tough team and they may have trouble, we'll invite her friend to come with us. So if they lose, it softens the blow a little bit, right? But yeah, so that was Saturday. Sunday was a really chill day. It was a big football day. I kind of said before, my husband and I were big Kansas City Chiefs fans. My husband has been a Chiefs fan his entire life. I obviously started watching them when I married my husband. I mean, I would watch football beforehand, but you know, I never really rooted for a particular team. I was kind of like one of those people that are like, yay, yellow team. Like, like I didn't really get into it, but you know, now, you know, it's actually a really fun thing I like to watch with my husband, and it's kind of funny. I think I actually get louder than he does when it comes to cheering, and even my daughter will notice. She's like, Mom, you're much louder than Dad. And I'm like, yeah, I probably am, but what can I say? I'm passionate. But anyways, we were watching, we actually woke up in the morning because the Chiefs, that's our team, Kansas City Chiefs, were playing in Germany. So Germany is about, I think they had said they're like 7 hours ahead of us or something. And so we got up in the morning because the game was going to be on like at 9:30 in the morning, our time. And so we got up in the morning and I made breakfast. One of the things I like to do on the weekends is I do love making like a big breakfast for myself and my husband and my daughter. And that's just kind of always a tradition of ours. Like they know during the weekend, like I will make a big breakfast. And so I did, which was fun. I mean, it wasn't a huge breakfast, but like I'll do biscuits and, you know, probably like scrambled eggs and stuff. And they always like it. Or I'll do like the waffles or the pancakes. And so yeah, so it was really fun. We had a big breakfast and they really enjoyed that. And we watched football. There was a lot of good games. So I knew probably Sunday, like my husband going into it, he gives me fair warning. He's like, just so you know, he's like, this, and my husband, like when it comes to football, he could watch it all day long. Like when I first married him, I knew Saturday was college football, Sunday was NFL, and like forget about it. He was going to watch it. And then he also loves the NFL draft. Like he absolutely that's his thing. He absolutely loves it. So but since then, you know, over almost 11 years of marriage, he's toned down a bit. Like he doesn't watch it all day now. But this day in particular, Sunday, he was like, yeah, Hannah, there's some really good games. I'm going to be watching it today. And I'm like, that's fine. And the cool thing is with our daughter it is something that she's kind of starting to do with them now. We're kind of like trying to get our daughter into watching football a little more. Because it's just, I don't know, it's kind of fun to do. Like we're fortunate enough, we have a really fun basement with a big TV. And so we like to go downstairs and watch football. And my daughter, of course, is starting to get into it now because, of course, of Taylor Swift. She's a big Taylor Swift person. And so, of course, as soon as Taylor Swift started appearing at Chiefs games, my daughter was like suddenly all in. So she'll start watching the games, at least Chiefs games, because she's like, is Taylor Swift going to be there? So, you know, whatever it takes. Like they did say that Taylor Swift attracted a whole new, you know, football fandom, and, you know, my daughter is included in that. So what can you do? But yeah, so that was fun. Watched a few of the games. Yeah, because it was all like, because it was the Chiefs in the morning, and then we like to watch the Eagles too, because my brother-in-law, he's from Philly, and he's a lifelong Eagles fan, and my sister married into it, so she likes the Eagles. And then I think that evening it was the Bills and the Bengals, and I can't stand the Bengals. Sorry, I'm sorry, all my Cincinnati peeps. I love you. I just don't like the Bengals. And yeah. I had to watch that, and actually I think the Bengals ended up winning, if I recall correctly, which I was like, boo. But that's just me, guys. Sorry. I know I'm talking like way more football today, but I still have not forgiven the Bengals for beating the Chiefs in that AFC West championship game a couple of years back. That was devastating. So yeah. But again, my Ohio people, my Cincinnati people, I love you. I just don't like your team. But yeah, so Sunday was good. Really this week, it feels even good to talk to you guys, because I have to admit, this week I was in a funk. I don't know why. I think I was stressed out about things. Like there was some new news with my father-in-law, so my mother-in-law, she's battling metastatic breast cancer, and my father-in-law, he was recently diagnosed with dementia. So it's been quite a roller coaster as far as, you know, my in-laws' health, and, you know, my husband, he's an only child, so We're the ones who, you know, are helping them with appointments and things like that, which again, we're happy to do. And I've kind of said it before in other WIP and chats, like I do feel fortunate that we are able to do that and we are in a position to, but you know, at the same time, it can get pretty daunting. And so there was just a lot of information regarding that this week that was just weighing on my mind. And I don't know, sometimes like I can feel like I'm a stay-at-home mom and I work from home with my husband and I's business, which is, you know, again, wonderful. And I feel so fortunate, but it can also be really isolating sometimes. And I think between, you know, receiving that news and being just really isolated with it during the day, I definitely kind of entered that brain fog, so to speak, or that cycle where I just really couldn't get out of my thoughts. And so because of that, it really just kind of put me in a funk. And yeah, it was just one of those things where I was like, being alone with your thoughts typically, it can be really, really detrimental. And I think I was getting in that direction. And thankfully, though, really by this morning, honestly, you know, the fog was clearing, so to speak. And I was able to kind of be more rational about things and put things in perspective. And yeah, I think that helped. And honestly, just even talking to you guys about it, I do. That's one of the reasons why I love WIP and Chat so much. Because believe it or not, hopefully it's something that you're enjoying listening to. But it's a two-way street. It's a beneficial relationship, hopefully for us both in a way, because I get to talk about things, and I have to admit, when I'm able to get things out and talk about it out loud, it does help me with my own processing. Because when I have to process on my own, by myself in my head, it's a lot more difficult. I do, you know, have trouble recognizing like what my own feelings are and what my emotions are. And so when I'm by myself having to do that, it makes things a lot more difficult. Whereas when I can get them out, and then here's what I do, guys. When I film a WIP and Chat, I always listen to it back before I post it. And I think it's funny because Katie was actually mentioning that a couple of weeks ago, like, you know, for new YouTubers or something who want to start content creating, it's like, just get used to hearing yourself, because it is something you just have to get used to. And so I do that as well. I've always done that, listening back to my WIP and Chats before I post them. I always just, I'll film them and then I just play them right back as I'm diamond painting and kind of listening. And it's crazy, but when I can hear everything that I'm saying out loud, it does help me process things. And it does help me recognize, oh, that's probably what I was feeling. And that's why I'm feeling this way now. So yeah, believe it or not, guys, WIP and Chats, again, I hope they're enjoyable to you. I always try to make them be, but I will admit they're also very therapeutic for myself as well. So yeah. But yeah, so starting to just kind of get out of that funk. And tomorrow, which is when you will see this, so on Friday, which is the day that you see this video, Maggie does not have school. They get a 3-day weekend for Veterans Day. So I think this weekend... well, on Friday, we are going to go take my mother-in-law out again. She wants to do a pre-shopping trip with my daughter, which basically means let's go out to lunch and show me everything that you want for Christmas. That's what my mother-in-law wants to do. And I'm like, oh, you be careful what you ask for. But actually, no, Maggie's actually pretty good. Her list is not that big this year. Are any of you thinking about that already? Like, are you guys like, okay, I'm one of those people that I pick up things really probably starting in October. I don't start too soon, but starting in October, if I see something that I know my daughter would really love, and like, you know, it's a good deal or it's on sale or it's a good price, I will pick it up and then I store it later for Christmas. So do any of you do that? Like, have any of you started Christmas shopping? Because I have a little bit. Not too much, because again, like it's kind of nice. This year my daughter, like, she doesn't want any of the big popular, you know, big ticket items or anything. Like, there has been years where I'm like, oh, she really wants, like, you know, the most popular toy of the season. You know, we've had years like that, but it's been a long time, honestly. And so this year her list is pretty simple. So it's not like I have to go like rush out and try and find it or anything. And yeah, so I've been doing a little bit, just like picking up things here and there. And then another thing that I always forget about, so one of the things that I do, and now if you have kids listening with you right now, now might be a good time to leave the room. So spoiler alert, if you have kids right now, you may want to mute this part. But, you know, so we do Elf on the Shelf for our daughter. We started doing it 2 years ago. So this will be the 3rd year that we're doing Elf on the Shelf. And honestly, like, I do have a blast doing it. I try not to start it too soon because I'm like, I don't want to have to think of all these ideas for the Elf on the Shelf. For you parents who do it, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with the elf today? Like, you get to that point. So we always started we started December 1st. So we're like, okay, all right, 24 days of elf. Like, that's all I got to think about. And some of the times, like when I've done Elf on the Shelf in the past, like sometimes the elf will bring, you know, a little treat or like a Christmas book or like a hot chocolate bomb, like just little like tangible things like that. And so that's another thing that I've kind of started to look for, because last year, I will admit, I like totally forgot. I totally forgot about doing anything for Elf on the Shelf. So I was constantly like going out and like just trying to find, again, just little things. Like, again, I don't do big things because I'm like, okay, Christmas is like right around the corner. I'm not going to do like big things, but I do like smaller things. And so I've actually been a little more on top of it this time and have found, you know, just little things that she might enjoy that the elf can bring. And it may be like, you know, sometimes it's just like a hair clip or, you know, something like that, because my daughter's really into that. And so I've been doing a little better about kind of being a little more on top of that this year as far as finding things. So I love these purples in this hat band, guys. It's really pretty. And hopefully, you know, I'll do update photos on this, but I will say, like, so on the top hat of this Mad Hatter, it's like a lace pattern. And I remember when I got this diamond painting kit, I'm like, how are they gonna like make the lace look like lace? Because that's kind of a tricky thing to do when rendering a diamond painting. I think Dreamer Designs nailed it. I think the lace, or what's supposed to be lace on this hat, it looks like lace. It looks really good. So just shout out to Dreamer Designs. But yeah, let me know if, you know, you're starting your Christmas shopping or anything like that. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. So every year, we do a Thanksgiving celebration with my husband's family. It's like his whole side of the family. And we always do it this Sunday, before Thanksgiving. Guys, I just realized, like, that's not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Like, I'm just like, holy moly, things are going by so fast already. And I'm just like, wow, yeah, everything's just, I feel like the holidays this year are just like suddenly going to be like, hey, we're here. And yeah, I'm so let me know how you guys are feeling about that. Cause I just feel like they are just coming fast. So yeah, but honestly this year too, it's kind of nice. Like, we don't have any travel plans this year. Like last year, we went to Arizona for Thanksgiving to see my family, which was super fun, and I absolutely loved it. This year we're not going to, only because, and again, I don't mean to say it like, because they would be fine, but what my in-laws are kind of battling right now, I'm just like, I just don't feel comfortable leaving them for a long period of time. So that was kind of why my husband felt the same way. And like, would they be fine? They probably would. They've got other support systems. They do. Like my mother-in-law has her both brothers who live in town and their families. And so I know they would be fine, but I think at the same time, we're just like, probably gonna stay put just for this, we'll see about next year. We'll see where that leads us. But yeah, we kind of decided this holiday season, we are just gonna stay put and see how that goes. So, but in a sense, it's like, I'm fine with that because, yeah, you know what? I'm a homebody. I like to be in my house I love visiting for Christmas. And I've done that before in Thanksgiving, but I like to be in my home as well. I'm perfectly content. So yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. Let's see. So let me see how long I've been going for first. Okay, cool. So, if you guys have seen my Instagram lately, I've been collecting vinyl since I was a teenager, and I kind of spoke about it before. I'm just on a huge vinyl kick right now. I love vinyl records, and it's funny, every year I buy a new Christmas album, and I had showed it on Instagram, but I was really excited. Dolly Parton, who I love, did a new Christmas album last year, and I didn't get it, and so this year I got it. So I have been listening to some Dolly Christmas music. Christmas music is going on in our house. It cracks me up, actually, starting by the time you see this, actually, our local radio station plays Christmas music 24/7. So yes, Christmas music is definitely loud and proud in the Spectrumite household, and also in our town as well. So let me know if you guys, when does Christmas music start for you? So holiday shopping, Christmas music, when is it all starting? Are you guys already getting into it? Do you wait until Thanksgiving or until after Thanksgiving? Like, when is it for you? Because here it is pretty much full-fledged. In fact, even this weekend, we are going to start decorating for Christmas too. Like, I've said it before, if my husband had his way, our house would have been decorated November 1st. But I try to get him to wait till at least Veterans Day weekend. And usually I can hold him off till then. So we are pretty much at that point. So yeah, so Veterans Day weekend, here we come. Decorating. Reading. Okay, so that leads me to this event. So I said earlier, I am reading, so right now I'm on the third book of the Court of Thorns and Roses series. So it's a great series by Sarah J. Maas. It's funny, I was never a fantasy person, but apparently now I am, because it's all I want to read. And I'm really enjoying that. So I'm on the third book, which is called A Court of Wings and Ruin. It is excellent. I absolutely love it. So when Mackenzie and Sophie were saying they're going to do like a night court November, I'm like, oh, I'm reading that right now, so I have to join. So I just thought that was so cool. So I'm in the middle of reading that. I'm trying to finish up because, well, first of all, I'd taken a break. So I had started reading it. Then I paused about halfway through, took a break because I had to read Britney Spears' memoir, which I did. And if any of you are interested in reading it, it's such a quick read. It's like under 300 pages. It's honestly, I know people who have just sat down and read it in a couple of hours. It's a really quick one. Although I heard, for those of you who like audiobooks, I heard the audiobook version is really good too. So, you know, either way. But I did read that. I finished it I have many questions after reading that book. Like that book, yeah, I have a lot of questions. My sisters, my two older sisters are reading it now too. And so I've been texting them. I'm like, are you guys, like, hopefully I'm not a nuisance. I'm not like the annoying little sister because I'm like, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Because I'm like, I have so many questions and I have to talk to someone about them. So I did enjoy that. And so now I'm back to reading the third book of the Court of Thorns and Roses series. And then the other thing, it's bad. I don't want to rush through it. But at the same time, the second book to the other series I had started, again, this was all Sophie and Mackenzie and Veronica. It's all your ladies' fault. So I blame you for getting me into, oh, Annalisa. So like all of you guys, I blame you for getting me into Fourth Wing. I had read that book earlier in the late summer, beginning of fall, and I loved that. Well, the second book came out this week, and everyone's already reading it, and I haven't yet. And so I'm like, no, don't talk about it yet. I still got to read it, but I really do. I need to finish, A Court of Wings and Ruin first because it's really good, and I don't want to rush through it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to be left behind. So I purchased that one. It's called Iron Flame. It's the second one in that series. So that series again, it goes Fourth Wing, then Iron Flame, and then, oh, it's hard to see. Some of these symbols, sorry if you see my head in the shot. I'm trying to figure out what those are. Okay, I think those are what they are. We'll see. I may just be putting the wrong color on, but it's only for 3 drills, and I'm just really not going to worry about it. That's the one thing. Right now, I love this canvas, but for some reason, I do struggle a little more with seeing the symbols, especially when they're on the darker colors. I'm not really sure why that is, because I still love this canvas, but yeah, but my eyesight's really bad too. Speaking of that, that was another thing I got to do. I ordered new glasses because my prescriptions changed again. It's kind of getting to the point where they're even like, you know, glasses would do you better than contacts, but we'll see. But I did order some glasses. So I'll have to let you know how they are. So I tried, if you guys have heard of that company, it's called Pear. And it's basically, you choose like a base frame, and then there's like these magnetic toppers that you get so you can like change your look all the time. Because I'm like, you know what, if I have to wear glasses all the time, I have to change them up. That is me. I can't wear the same style of glasses all the time. So I'm going to try them. So I ordered them yesterday. So they said like, you know, around 2 weeks, which is fine. But I'll let you know how those are. Or if you guys have tried them, let me know if you've tried that company Pear before. Because they made it really easy to order and like upload my prescription and measure things and all that. So I'm like, I hope so. But I figured it was worth trying because if anything, they have a really good return policy. So I'm like, well, if worse comes to worse and they're just not quite right, or I don't like them, I can return them, and then I'll just, you know, go to an optical place here in town and get glasses that way. But we'll see. I thought I'd give it a try because I'd never tried it before, and I do like the idea of if I have to wear glasses all the time, I really want to change them out. I mean, you guys see this. I've got so many WIPs. Like, that goes through all aspects of my life, okay? I have to constantly be just changing things. It just is what it is. Like, even this year, when I said I was decorating for Christmas this year, that'll be interesting, too. So I've had, you know, the same look as far as Christmas-wise for about 4 years. And I was kind of ready to change it out. So I got some new ornaments and just some kind of different decorations. So I'm going to try that this year too. So trying like a whole new look for my tree. And I am, guys, I'm one of those people that we have 2 trees in our house. We have one upstairs and we have one downstairs. The upstairs one is the tree I decorate. The downstairs one is like the family tree. And that may sound really bad, but it's true. I really do love that part. I do love just like kind of really making things just so. And I'm very fortunate enough. My daughter gets, she totally gets that about me. And frankly, she loves having a tree that she gets to decorate downstairs. So we both have figured out a system where, yeah, my daughter loves decorating her tree and I love decorating the tree upstairs, and my husband just kind of goes with it. He's like, yeah, both girls are decorating their trees. They're fine. So, yeah. In fact, actually, I need to find a new topper because I just realized my new ornaments won't go with the current Christmas tree topper I have. So I'm like, ooh, I guess I gotta buy a new one. As you can tell from my voice, I don't mind. But yeah, so that's kind of all that's going on as far as, so that's what I'm reading. As far as watching, I really haven't found any like shows or anything lately. I just don't know why I can't really focus on them. And again, I've been doing a lot of reading in the evening. So part of me, I'm like, that's why I haven't really watched any shows, is because I'm just reading more. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I find a show or not. My husband's kind of interested. Like we're big Yellowstone people. We love the show Yellowstone. And since right now it's not, you know, there's nothing new with it. The guy who created Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan, he's doing a new show about Bass Reeves, who was a really famous lawman back in history. I believe he's the person who like the Lone Ranger was based after. I think I'm right on that. If someone knows differently, let me know. But there's like a new show about him. And so we're like, oh, that would be kind of cool. So we may start watching that just before, you know, we're allowing ourselves a little more time before then we'll be watching just straight Christmas movies. That's another thing. My husband loves Christmas movies. He's, you know, a big Home Alone person. That was his favorite movie and everything. So honestly, it probably won't be able, so that's why I'm like, I don't even know if it's worth trying a new show right now. Because even if we do, we're just going to be stopping it to watch Christmas movies. So, and then there's like, and then we're waiting for some movies to come out in the theater too. Because there should be some good ones soon. I really want to see Napoleon. That looks really good. I'm a big historical biopic person, if you guys didn't know. I do love that. And I think that's how I was raised. Like my parents, they weren't, I wouldn't say they were strict on what I was allowed to watch, but as far as like PG-13 movies and stuff, it was basically when I was older, like probably around like 12, my parents started letting me watch PG-13 movies, but only if they had to do with like history. So that's what I got to watch. I got to watch PG-13 movies, but they had to do with like real events or real things. So I guess that's just, yeah, that's where I started to love like kind of historical biopic movies. And so, yeah, that's why I must like them so much. But I really do want to see Napoleon because it just looks like a good movie. So, yeah, that's really basically all. Well, you can hear my dogs. Who knows? But yeah, so that's really what's going on. Let's see, coming up, I've got a fun small shop haul coming up. I'm really excited to show you that. Let's see if my dogs will stop. Charlotte, Ralph. Hey. You know what? Bertha's being the only good one. I don't hear her barking. Charlotte. Okay. Maybe she stopped. We'll see. She might do one more bark for good measure. Okay. Yep, there it is. Anyway, sorry guys. But forgot what I was talking about. This is a great WIP and chat, isn't it? Oh yeah, okay, coming up. I do have a small shop haul. I think that'll be fun. And then, you know, you may start seeing some other videos that may not be all diamond painting. And I will make sure to put them on the schedule because I had taken a survey to kind of see like if people were maybe more open to me doing some videos that didn't involve diamond painting. And the majority of the survey was like, yeah, sure, do more videos. And there was a small, you know, number though that were like, no, just diamond painting. So I think what I'm going to do is I try to put out like a weekly calendar of what videos I'm doing. So I'm going to do that and just list, you know, the different videos I have planned for that week. And really, I think it's just going to come down to, oh my goodness. I think what's going to come down to is, you know, if people see the calendar, and I'll post it on Instagram and the YouTube community so everyone can see it. You know, Charlotte, you're making things difficult. Here's the thing. She's probably barking at a truck going by or someone walking their dog or something like that. But it's clearly she feels like she has to protect us from it. Goodness. Sorry, guys. So yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is, you know, start kind of branching out, making some other videos, but I'll put them on the calendar. And so you can kind of get a heads up. And if it's something, you know, like for those of you who kind of only want the diamond painting, you know, don't worry about watching it. It's fine. You obviously don't have to. And for those of you who were like, yeah, you know what, let's see some other types of videos, then, you know, you can make the choice for yourself to watch it or not. So that's kind of what I think I'm going to do. And yeah, we'll try it out and see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to it. I've got some ideas that I just figured, why not just put them out there? I think it would be fun. And, you know, really when I look at my channel too, like technically I was like, oh yeah, that's why I did that. Is, you know, if you ever see the intro to my channel, it says hobbies. And so I'm like, well, I've got more hobbies than diamond painting. So I figured that kind of does open me up to being able to share more. So, and I'm just going to do it. Like I'm just going to do it. So, yeah, so just kind of stay tuned for that, just for maybe some other things. And again, if it's not your cup of tea, no worries. Absolutely no worries. It's totally okay. It's all good. So I think that's just kind of the way I'm going to proceed in the future. The other thing is probably the week of Thanksgiving. Obviously, I won't be going live Thanksgiving Day because I'm like, oh, that's on a Thursday. That's when I go live. So I won't. And actually what I'm going to do is, so that week, which actually, let me look at my calendar here because I'm like, oh yeah, which week is that? So the week of the 20th, so that's the 20th through, you know, the pretty much the 26th, like that whole weekend, I won't have any videos. My daughter is off for Thanksgiving break. I'm going to be having her, you know, and just family stuff and everything. So I am probably just going to say now that I am not planning any videos for that week. I'm going to take a break and, you know, and I'll be back the next week. If anything, I'll be back because, I'm sure there'll be some, you know, Black Friday stuff to show you. So that's kind of the plan. So regular videos next week, but then the week of the 20th through that weekend, so the 20th through the 26th, no lives, no videos. I'm just going to take, you know, that break for Thanksgiving, really just enjoy the time with my daughter and my family. I think my husband's actually going to be able to maybe take off a little time. And yeah, just really enjoy that. But then I'll be back with new videos the following week. So yeah, so just to give you guys a heads up. And again, I always appreciate you guys just being cool with that. This is such a great community. I think everyone kind of realizes that, you know, as content creators, we I love doing this stuff. It's wonderful. It really is a hobby of mine, but you know, it's nothing that it's still kind of like, it's okay to take a break if you need to. And I love how everyone is just so understanding of that. And I really do appreciate it. Because again, this is something I love to do. And, but you know, there are just times where you kind of need a break. And, ooh, look at that pink color. Sorry guys, that was really pretty. And I just do, I really appreciate you guys always understanding that. And just being cool with it. And again, going back to the other videos that I'll be filming that maybe aren't diamond painting related, again, no obligation to watch them. You watch what you want to watch. I totally get that. But yeah, I really am excited to just kind of share, you know, maybe some other content and maybe some other hobbies that, you know, you never know, you may enjoy too. So anyways, that is basically it. I'm looking at the time I'm going. Yeah, actually, I think that is perfect timing. So I know you didn't see a whole lot of this done, but yeah, I will definitely be posting progress pics coming up. We'll see. I'm not quite ready to do my Christmas kit yet that I kitted up. So I may be doing this for, you know, a little longer, maybe at least until Thanksgiving, and then you know, I might switch then to my Christmas kit. So we'll see. But right now I'm really enjoying it. It's I know I'm single placing only because it's easier for me to talk in single place than multi place. But really this kit, there's a ton of color blocking. It's a really great combination of color blocking and like some confetti. So it really is a really enjoyable kit right now. But yeah, so I hope everyone is doing well. Please let me know how you're doing. Feel free to share whatever. Tell me what you're working on, or if you guys are starting, you know, your holiday shopping, or if anyone's playing any holiday music, or, you know, again, if you don't observe these holidays, there's someone at my door. Oh, you know what it is? It's the Amazon person. Amazon just delivered, I guarantee it. But anyways, I'm so sorry guys. Just, yeah, let me know how you're doing. I'd love to hear how you are. I always appreciate your feedback and what you have to say. So yeah, so hopefully this video brought you some joy. It really did bring joy to me. Just honestly guys, thanks for letting me just talk with you, because it really does help me as well. And I really do appreciate it. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.